Speaking to a similar ilk on that part, if you had a chance to do your college years over,
Yeah.
would you choose the same route that you did, or would you go to a film school?
Okay. That's a good question. You're good at this.
Thank you.
uh, honestly, honestly, I would stick to the decision I made. I have thought about that. Would I change my major or go to a different school or anything like that? Honestly, no. I'm happy with where I am, and like I said, trying not to look at life in terms of regrets or failures, anything like that. It's a lesson that I've taken to heart, and I think I'm better for it now that you know I pursued English and theater despite the limitations that are often seen in those degrees and the limitations of opportunities you have. Like
Mhm.
if I didn't pursue English and theater, I never would have um, discovered voiceover as an option, and I never
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
come to Atlanta and joined the AVS team and be enjoying voiceover as I do now and finding the success that I find in it now. But hypothetically, just for fun, if I were to go back and if I had to change my major, for instance, I don't think I would go to a film school in particular because those are really expensive. but
Yeah, yeah.
also, but also, I think one degree that I would be interested in is psychology because I,
Mm.
I I think for one, psychology is just an interesting field, and if I weren't like a creative professional, if I weren't an actor and a voice actor and all that, I think that being, say, a therapist would be an interesting, fulfilling course to follow. Being able to help people in that way and sort of understand themselves better and lead healthier lives. I think, there's less and less of the stigma around therapy nowadays, which is good. Like, therapy, good therapy can only help. And I don't want to put the stigma on good therapy or bad therapy or whatever. But you know, seeking to understand yourself better with the help of a professional who is trained to do that is only a good thing. And I know, when I was in college and going through those harder times, therapy helped me immensely.
Mm.
So if I were to choose another career path that wouldn't have been creative, for instance, wouldn't have been like acting or writing or anything like that, I think being a therapist would have been an absolutely fabulous way to go for me. Or even if I wanted to continue pursuing the creative world and continue voice acting or acting or writing, psychology could only help that too. Like, being able to understand people around you and how the mind functions, both from an emotional standpoint, like a chemical standpoint, it can only help. Like, in a storytelling perspective, being able to, you know, again, entering into an empathetic world, being able to understand empathy
Mhm.
and, you know, how people operate and why people act the way they act, I think that would be really handy in pursuing acting, where you have to pretend to feel other ways.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting that you said that. I took, I think, two or three psychology classes
Yeah.
and then like two sociology classes. And
Mm-hmm.
so if I was like redo it over again, or just maybe decide to change into a different career, psychology
Yeah,
definitely would have been one that I would have done. So
for sure.
I can understand why you would say that part.
Yeah, and I think that's great. I think that's a great drive. I don't want to speak for you, but think that's a great drive of this show, this podcast, getting other people's perspectives, hearing other people's
Yeah.
stories, and without going too far into it, I think empathy is more and more available nowadays in the modern world, and it's more and more necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think what you do with this show is awesome. Being able to understand people's perspectives and backgrounds and how they see the world, I think it's great, man. Honestly.
Thank you. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. I do my
Yeah.
best too. do a good bit of studying on what people actually do. It helps to know some of the people, but I do
Yeah,
my best to study and try to understand where these the specific guests that I have, where they're coming from at that particular point in time.
for sure. That's awesome, man.